Hey guys, Randy here from Yamaha Hammers and Wolverine Nation. I want to talk to you a little bit today about accessories. I see a lot of guys posting, what do I need for these side-by-sides? So, I wanted to go over a little bit about that today. So things that are my top accessories, a lot of these are coming now factory equipped. My number one for me personally is a winch. Even if you don't do a lot of mudding, a lot of heavy off-road, these things are very vital to these machines. They're not like back in the quad days where you can just typically push them out, lift them out, just get them out of the mud. These machines are upwards of 2,000 pounds now after you put gear, fuel in them, passengers, things like that. So the Warren 4500 comes standard on the XTR and the LE models. Can also be upgraded. A lot of guys buy the Harbor Freight brand winches, which those are great too. Super winch, things like that. Those will all work. To me, the winch is number one accessory for the side-by-side markets. Number two for things that you need. So everything's individualized with these machines here. So as far as things you need, I say number two is a windshield. I personally run the Yamaha ones. This is the folding down poly version. I've ran fixed ones in the past. They do fine as well. Yamaha also offers a full glass windshield. Same thing, kind of individualized to your needs. The glass ones are very nice. They're a fixed windshield, come with a wiper and a windshield washer reservoir. Personally, I like the folding ones. I like to run them down a lot in the summer, springtime. But they are nice for wintertime as well, keeping a lot of the air off you. A lot of mud, trail debris, things like that. It's about 8 degrees out here today, so having a windshield is a good accessory. Number three for me, and this is like I said, kind of depends on what you want, what you need, but personally I like having the stereo. Usually I'm not riding by myself a lot, so it's nice to have something to entertain passengers and yourself with during some of the rides. Once again, the LEs and XTRs, they're now coming equipped with the factory SSV setups. Nice end dash. I did, a lot of guys have been asking me about this. Did add some old style X2, X4 expansion speakers overhead. Unfortunately, I do think these are discontinued now by SSV. I don't see them available on the Shop Yamaha site as well. But they pretty much fit almost 100%, except I had to do a little spacing here with the back mount, which really isn't much of an issue. But along the cage contours, you can see they line up very well. They sit up nice, they're out of the way. But aside from that, factory setup, as you guys know, comes nicely equipped in the doors. Touch controls are nicely laid out in the dash there. So that's number three for me. After that, I like to add some accessory lighting. So we do a lot of hunting, a lot of camping, some late night rides, so some auxiliary lighting was nice to add. These are the EMP brackets. They bolt very nicely into the cage. Really don't have any issues with them for clearance wise. They sit really nice with the bar. I opted for a single row bar. Keeps the profile a little lower. You can sure run a dual row bar without any issues, but I like to keep a little bit lower profile. So the single bars usually work pretty good for me. And then Yamaha made it nice with the pod lights up front. The accessory bracket you can find on the Shop Yamaha website. Makes it super easy to add these pod lights. These are just Amazon pod lights. I went for a flood pattern on the inner and a spot on the outer. So they do kind of fill in the gaps that the stock headlights leave. Quick, easy. Yamaha made it really nice with these XTR and LE bumpers to add some auxiliary lighting. Probably one of my favorite accessories that I added on though too. It's got to be the Weller tune. So I know Bill had a video on how to access this, but it's pretty easy to get it out of the way. Just sits down there, 2 plugs, 1 strap. You can pull that right out, send that to Weller, they'll flash that for you. I did a little bit of a write-up on it if you search on Wolverine Nation about it, but really wakes these machines up. Unfortunately, EPA restrictions kind of have Yamaha detuned these a little bit for what they are, so there is a little bit performance gains to have to them. They run a little bit cooler. This machine runs around 180, 190, so it does run a little bit cooler. Throttle response is a little better, just enhances the D mode a little more, which, as you guys know, is phenomenal on these machines. So do check out the Weller flashes. Search around on the site, see if you have any questions, let us know. Another thing somebody asked me about yesterday was, what do I use to wash the windshields? Typically I used to carry just a gallon pump sprayer, but over the summer I did end up adding a hose setup that I use. Mounted a hose pump I got off Amazon. Comes with the siphon tube. Have all that strapped away. I typically have a strap for the hose, but I lost it the other day, so I need to replace that to keep that strapped in here. But I carry a 2.5 gallon jug of water. It's really nice to clean out the radiators, windshields on the trails. Basically, you put your siphon tube into the water, plug your hose in up one of the pump. I don't have this hardwired in, so I just run the cigarette lighter to the 12 volt adapter in the cab, and that's how it powers on. But just any 12 volt source, you can hardwire that into accessory port. But for how infrequent that I use them, I'm okay with just using the 12 volt port. Like I said, works really good. You get pretty good pressure to wash the radiators out, windshields, things like that. Since we're talking about what I carry, so there's my jug of water. Keep it cooler in the bed. And I also have a little toolkit that I keep with me as well. So this is typically my bed setup at all times. I'm trying to find a hard box that I will mount in here. Unfortunately, the Yamaha box that I would like to use is a little too big to fit my 45 quart Kohler. So I have been trying to look for a couple different smaller dimension boxes that'll work, that I can use the Kohler and a dry box setup. So I'll kind of keep you posted on what I find there with that. Storage wise, I've been running one of these PRP cage bags as well. As you guys know, there's not a whole lot of storage in these RMAXs. But these cage bags are very nice. I keep a lot of my tire plugs. I have a medical kit in there, air pump, lighter, just a lot of stuff. You'll actually be surprised how much you can fit in that. I think they're around 50-60 bucks online. They're very nice, easy to put on, strap on right to the cage. I run these in my X2, the X4, and the RMAX, so they're a pretty good little accessory to have. Like I said, you guys know about the lack of storage in these machines, so something you might want to look into. Kind of wrapping up the video here, just other little things that I carry. Tucked in behind the seat, I do carry a little squeegee with me for the windshields after I rinse them off. I do have a machete tucked down in there for some of the trails. It's come in handy quite a few times, especially down in Hatfield. We've had some trail debris, some logs down across the roads that we've had to cut out, and they've more than paid for themselves. Oh, another thing that I've added on that I really like with I think the RMAX needs, that I did voice with the Yamaha feedback events, were factory bead locks. So these are the System 3 bead locks. I think they are the SB3 models. I added those on. I think this machine kind of warrants them, especially some of the sport models that, you know, guys are going to typically aggressively drive. But it is nice to see that there is a factory bead lock option now on the XTR and the Sport. So those were something I felt that I could benefit from. You know, depending what kind of riding we do. We'll have the tires aired down, or if we're getting pretty aggressive riding, it's nice to kind of have that peace of mind that you know, you're not going to be rolling a tire off of the wheel or anything like that. So it kind of sums up everything. Like I said, if you have any questions, let us know. Curious to get the feedback, see what you guys think.